don't be too stubborn in refusing help from people, because sometimes because of our own face, pride, ego, we tend to outdo ourselves. We want to something to prove, right? I just want to do this myself. Sometimes I think things are easier when you don't take the road less traveled. You take the road that is already well traveled and it's a proven path that, hey, this person has already walked through this path using the same methodology, has reached there. I think it is worth considering to really, for the sake of saving the time, get onto the same path to really learn and not just want to do this. I want to do it my way. It must be my way. When I was younger, I was like that, which I think I wasted a lot of time.
Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of the One Good Chat podcast, whereby we talk about things to do with stocks, trading, investment, finance, and we even have special guest speakers joining us. So my name is Joey, I have Bervin and Z, and a very special guest today, Jay Thun, who is joining us right here today. Very excited to hear what he has to share. A lot of golden nuggets that you guys want to take away as well. Now, let me just go to introduce Jay very quickly. Right, Jay is the founder of Swim Trading. He has coached thousands of people, students all over Singapore, in Asia as well. He's a self-taught trader. Right, later we'll learn more about his strategy. But maybe right now, how can we even begin is to find out from Jay, how did he even get started? Like, Jay, tell me, how do you even get started in this whole stock market trading or investing?
It started in 2010. So, okay, how I got in, it was actually quite accidental because my friend was the one that, hey, I think this is quite cool. So I thought, like, what is this? Then he was showing me his screen. So that time I still remember he was using, chart nexus. Then he was showing all the candlesticks. So I thought that was very, very interested. I mean, it's very interesting, and I got a little bit interested in that. Then I was like, hey, anywhere for me to read out and to learn. Then he pointed me to a lot of online resources. So that basically kickstarted the whole thing. So I went onto babypips.com, go and learn everything. They have all the articles that are online. So yeah, pretty much everything from there onwards.
And that was how old were you?
That was 2010, so before my birthday, so it was what, 22 and a half.
22, so it was like during, still studying or
yes, still studying, year 2 of my uni.
Okay, so year 2, still studying, going for exams, but
yes,
in between you found, there's something quite exciting looking at all these charts and stuff.
Yes.
Nice. But I mean, like there were so many things to actually focus on, right? I mean, there were studies, there's so many subjects, and you go for lessons and stuff. Why do you decide to like really go deep into this?
I didn't really like studying.
Okay.
I'm one of those.
Same.
I'm one of those that I don't really like to study. It's just a rite of passage that we just have to go through. And I'm always looking for things to do. So I love to play sports. So I was a competitive canoeist. Then of course I played basketball and then badminton and things like that. So I was always looking for something to fill my time with, except studying. So when this came across, I thought, wow, this was quite cool. It's something new. So why not, Then slowly, one step at a time, then go deeper and deeper until the point of, well, I don't think I can return now. So let's just continue on.
Okay, so that was when you were in uni.
Yes, that was when I was in year 2 of my uni. Yeah.
All right, so being a uni student, where did I actually get the capital to trade?
So my initial capital was very small only. It was just 5,000. So I started with 5,000, which at the point of time as a student, it was quite a considerable amount.
Yes.
So I was being also, led to believe, by a lot of, so-called the gurus or whoever that is available in the market, right? Oh, you can use your 5,000 and then you can trade full time and can do that. So obviously I was very, attracted to that.
That same sales speech
Yes. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I can one. Yeah. So that was it .
And then how did it pan out, the 5,000?
You want the long version or the short version?
The one that is the most entertaining.
The most entertaining. Okay. That time there was this stock called Genting SP. So Genting Singapore. What happened was it went from I think it was like 30-40 cents. It went all the way up to $2.20. So by the time I was picking this up, right, I realized that as you learn technical analysis, support resistance and things like that, then I tend to realize $2, that's a nice support. $2.20, that's a nice resistance. So $2, $2.20, $2, $2.20, $2, $2.20. That happened for 3 times.
Okay.
And each of the time I thought, wow, so easy, can make money. So I went in. Each time the position size got bigger and bigger.
Okay.
Till the last one, right, I actually took a small loan from my mom. And the actual position value was like 12,000 plus close to 13,000 Sing dollar. Then same thing, bought at $2 But
Hopefully can sell 220, but this time
hopefully lah. So that wow, then I can make this amount of money, couple of $1,000 ma. So it didn't turn out to be the way that I wanted it to be. And that I always remember the timeline. That was in 2011, sometime closer to August. And the reason, now that I look back, right, it was because Greece was nearly getting kicked out of Eurozone. But I was thinking,
Brexit,
like something like a few thousand miles away, what is it going to do with Singapore? With Genting Singapore being a predominantly Malaysia-Singapore operating, business, what is it got to do with Greece? But apparently that's not how the market functions lah. So that's where I learned the hard way. And so the condensed version of it is I bought at $2.
Okay.
It came down to 192. It's got support. Can one.
buy some more.
No lah, no more budget to buy already. Then at 180, buy. No lah, don't buy lah. Can support lah. Then until it got to 148.
Wow.
And that's why I truly learned this one thing called buay tahan. Too pain already. So I lost a couple of thousands there, like close to 5K on that one trade. So I was like, wow, why like that?
Wow, basically everything you earn, give back already.
Plus two.
Yes, for that 3 time, $2, $2.20, $2.20, right? Then the 4th time, everything returned back to me.
Everything return.
And I think that's the mistakes that most retail traders face, right? I mean, just don't know when to actually get out, don't know about risk management. Right?
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good point because most people know how to get in, and they just don't know when and where to get out. And then they just hold on to it, like the concept of diamond hands, go to the moon. So they will just keep holding on without thinking that it will ever come down. And when it does, right, they are often leveraged, and that's where the runway is very, very short lah. So that's something that I learned as well. Then of course in terms of position sizing, I didn't have one. All I did was I thought of how much I want to make. How much I want to make. So I just buy the amount. Yes. And with leverage instruments as well. Yeah.
So I think risk is something very important. I mean, that's what most people face, right? You leverage, you feel more confident, you buy more at the top. And when things comes down, you get hit more, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And by the way, just now you mentioned that you borrow money from your mom as well. So how did your mom react to it?
Do you check your mom lah? Like what happened to the stock?
So I told her because she's Chinese speaking lah, so I said, 妈，钱输掉了。Then you look at me, 为什么会这样？讲，哎呀，你学了就好咯。Then I was like, oh, okay. So if the question was did I return her the money back then, I didn't have any money to return her, but I did eventually a couple of years down the road. So but that was a very, very good lesson lah. It taught me one thing lah. Don't invest or trade based on debt. Don't base on borrowing. Whatever amount that you have, just use that. And if you burn that, then that's fine. If not, right, you don't want to get in a position where you still owe people money. I think that's not a good thing.
That's very dangerous.
Correct.
So will you call yourself like a self-taught trader? You really figured things out on your own right at the beginning?
Right at the beginning, it's actually a misnomer. From 2010 all the way to 2014, right? It was really quite a struggle. And then people every time will say, it's only 4 years, right? Well, 4 years, I ask you hold a cup for 40 minutes, also got problem. Imagine 4 years. So in that 4 years, the results were very dismal. It wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. Last time in school, we always have the thinking, as long as you study hard,
you work hard, get result.
Work hard, you study, you go for the exam, everything will come out in accordance to what you studied. So it didn't turn out to be that way because every year the market throws off new things. Like before that was cutting of interest rate, then they introduced quantitative easing. Then now you have Donald Trump, which is creating a whole new different paradigm altogether. So it's really very, very different and dynamic in a sense lah. So it's really just about learning every single day and not so much about getting to that destination. And in that 4 years, I really struggled quite a fair bit lah. I take on a lot of part-time jobs because I like most of my peers who go and work for a local employer after finishing the school. I wanted to trade. I want to trade the US market. So I couldn't get into like a 9 to 6 job. If I did, then I would have to sleep like 10, 11. So I couldn't stay up. So my sleeping cycle, all the way that even to today, right? I tend to sleep about 3. So 2 to 3 a.m. lah. I will wake up about 10 plus Singapore time.
Okay.
So I wanted to really have the screen time to really look at the market. But honestly, in the first couple of years is I don't know why I don't know. So looking at the screen, looking at the candle, looking at the market movement doesn't mean I know anything. It's just look lor, but I don't know what does it represent. Why is it like that? But I guess after a couple of years, it tends to show through a certain pattern where oh, okay, when you have certain announcements, it's like that. When you have certain expectations, it's like that. So that screen time and this experience is what really takes time. So that was how, it got through in the first couple of years, figuring things out. And when you say self-taught, I wouldn't say that. I would say self-built because I must have learned it from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Be it from books, from videos, from
experience, obviously.
people like yourself. So I mean, you have been this way longer than I am. So there are a lot of things to learn, non-stop. So at that point of time, was just keep learning lah, and
Keep
adopt the
improving.
best practices. What that works for me in accordance to my temperament as well. So it was pretty much that journey lah.
Very nice. I mean, I would say that it is rather than the end destination is the process, right? Of what you've been through the 3 to 4 years. I mean,
Yes.
I probably think it will not be easy, right? I think you have to work, and you're like studying part time, right? Not full time, right?
At the point of time was doing full time. Then after that, as we left in 2012, right? So most of my friends went for full time job already, So I was like, no, I just want to do this. I want to be a full time trader.
Okay.
Looking back, I think that was one of the most reckless, one of the most, if I may say so, a little bit of a foolish decision. But it was also one that pushed me to a point where I can't give up, I can't turn back.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is either you force your way out, if not, just go back to do whatever that you don't want to do in the first place lah. So between the two choices, I was like, I just continue and see where this goes lah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. I think most people you graduate, right? Then you find a job, you start working, then maybe sideline lah. But yours is like, wow. All in, full time, Wow, bro, it's like
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to do that actually. Yeah.
That's why I say it's a little bit of naivety.
The screw also maybe a bit loose.
Yeah, maybe a bit loose. Tightened by the market over the years.
no, but I think because of that, that's why you're successful because you really go all in. There's no plan B, right? It's just plan A, and then
There is no plan B. There is it's either this or go back to work. Then, which is something that I don't want. And of course, when we were younger, I also have friends who are better at studying. So they are kind of having, a more elitist mindset. So they were like,
like, bro, what are you doing? Sure,
correct. I said, sure, no,
can make it now, bro.
Correct. So I always got you can't do it, I will show you. I got that lah. So I was just, okay.
The greed, right? Just push on, man.
But that few years, I tell you, was suffering.
They call you not free, busy. Trading.
Yes. No, actually, it's not free trading. It's because not free. I got no money. You cannot join them. Whatever they ask, cannot.
And I understand that while you're doing that, right? I mean, most people have like full-time job, and then while you're doing like trading full-time, I think you also do a little bit of like some other sidelines like Shenzhen. Because I don't know, I saw like some IT fairs or some.
Yes.
What was that about, man?
So at that point of time, right, things were easier. I was selling the mobile phone accessories. So just so happened I got a friend in Shenzhen. So at that point of time, still don't have Taobao, don't have all this. So the phones, the phones I still remember was like Samsung S2 and then iPhone 4, 4S. So during the era lah, then I just went over there, go and buy all the mobile phone accessories and then bring it back and then sell it in Singapore lah.
Oh, so it's like a business lah. It's like business on top of trading, right?
Yes. That's what I do in the daytime lah. To go and set up those bazaar, small stores. And the profit back then was quite good lah. But luckily I stopped that because after that, right, every brand came out with so many different models. Couldn't upkeep with all the models.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was what I did lah. And then apart from that, sometimes weekends I also do part-time selling computer accessories for Harvey Norman as a promoter.
Okay.
IT shows. So you all have no idea. The IT show is actually very fun. After 9 p.m. on a Sunday where everything has to pack up, that's where the fun starts.
Oh, why leh?
Because that's where all the customers are out the hall, right? Then we will make a how do I say we'll enjoy ourselves by throwing the flyers lah, packing lah. Then it will run all the way until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. lah. So those were the days lah.
Those were the days, Yeah, I know those IT shows in like Expo, right?
Yes.
Then I think I've been to some of them as well. Very fun, very exciting. Then sometimes like final few hours they're like on discount, sale one.
Yes.
Fire sale.
Yeah. Because we don't want to pack, we don't want to bring back.
But then working at all these IT shows, I think confirm got teach you a few like lessons one, right?
Yes.
Do you
They
learn
taught me
anything?
how to interact with people. Then that's where I meet with so many different type of people.
Okay.
And people don't always mean what they say. And then sometimes it's very hard for them to make a decision. Because then that's where I realized also is something very pertaining to trading as well.
Yep.
With more choices, with more information, does not mean more clarity. It just means more confusion. It's just like these days, information you can find online, on YouTube, on TikTok, on basically everywhere.
Yep.
But which is real, which is not, which one will work, which will not work, I think it's pretty much the same lah. So the same behavior that I saw the customers having while they're at the IT show. So quite interesting lah there.
Okay. Yeah, I think like information overload, right? Like what we're seeing right now in the market, there's just too much information. It's like, how do you make sense of all this information, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe let's start off with, this question, like, when you were in those years, right, like 2010 to 2014, whereby you're working, you're trying to figure out your trading, all right? It was tough, right? But what really kept you going forward? Most people just give up, right? What was that? Why?
Well, first I have my family to thank for. My mom was very, without her support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I got two women to thank for. One is my mom, two is my wife, because we have been together since junior college, 2004. So at that point of time of almost 10 years, 2013, 2014. So she was very supportive as well. And supportive not just, if let's say my situation would be imposed onto other people, I think they would have met with a lot of objection from either the parents or the wife at that point of time. So both of these two women supported me, gave me the green light . So I was giving myself pressure as well, because it don't feel good where I couldn't carry my own weight, and she was working in a full-time job. She was earning well, and I was still struggling. So I was like, what do I want to do?
Stress.
So the stress is own self give, own self give, own self . Then and I told her when we got married in 2014, I told my wife this. I say, you give me a few more months, because I've done this for a number of years now, and I really find that it would be a bummer if I were to give it up and go back to work. Besides the point that some of the more elitist friends, they will laugh at me. See lah, I told you so. That kind of thing. So I said, you give me couple of months, let me do what I do. If it doesn't work out, I will go back to work . But if it works, then I will probably continue on . So will you give me this time? And then she did. She actually did. And then the rest is history . So I went back to drawing board. I work almost the hardest that I've been in the last memory that I can think of . So I went back to drawing board. I write down every single thing. I listed down everything that I used and what worked, what didn't work. I started to journal down my trades to a greater detail, where the entry, the exit, not just about this, but also the reason why I am taking an entry. So all this creates data points where it helps me to analyze my own trades thereafter. We will think that having a lot of people, when they trade over earnings, for example, good earnings, typically they will have the impression that good earnings, the stock market or that particular stock will gap up, right? But this is not the case. So I even go down to the detail of, backtesting and looking at how, what is the actual percentages that it actually go a certain direction when a certain announcement is made. So I come to realize that a lot of all these announcements, they are noise, because they don't really give us an edge. It's not like, this event happened 90% of the time, then the behavior will happen. It's mostly ranging from 45% to 65%, that kind of range. So knowing this, then I know that, okay, all these are noise. They don't work. It doesn't work. And one of the things that I was using to do my entry was a lot of technical analysis. Like I was looking at moving averages, MACD, RSI, stochastic, and then it's just like a tick box, right? You want to find a confluence among all these things, right? Tick, 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 tick. And then the funny thing is, all tick, right? The trade lose money. Right?
You thought the more the better, right?
Yes.
Actually,
yes. Yeah. So that was exactly what I realized in that period where I was doing, like the cleaning up and go back to the drawing board. And I realized all of these things don't really have an edge for me. So what's next? So that was the aha moment of that period, the deep diving into what I was already doing, rather than to skip from one thing to another, because I've seen so many traders these days, right? They just go from investing to maybe Singapore market, then the US market, and then they will use different instruments. They will go into options, crypto, intraday, robot trading, thinking that each and every one of them is that the solution. But actually the solution is inside. It's not outside. That's what I come to realize.
Nice. I mean, thanks for sharing. I mean, like, about how you actually dug deep into the data, find out what worked, create some structure out of it, and then also like your mom and your wife actually played a huge role in how you went through some really, tough periods of trying to figure things out, right? And then, like, do you agree that like the person that you marry, your wife, like plays a huge part in your success, like where you are right now?
Yes, definitely. I draw a lot of strength from my family. So if without their support, then I don't think I will be able to do this lah. Because I cannot imagine, like if you were to pursue something, if your family, the people who are closest to you, either nagging at you or telling you it can't be done and you should not do this, I think it's very demoralizing. But for them, for my family, they were quite supportive.
Very good.
As long as you believe this is right, then go for it. But don't waste this time lah, because time is not, it's something that we can't turn back. We waste this 1 hour, we can't get back that 1 hour.
It's very good. That's a very, very good point. But now, if everything aside lah, because now you're a success. Now you've seen success, right? But I'm pretty sure along the way there have been quite a bit of losers as well, right?
Yes.
So maybe you can tell us what are some of the most painful lessons from losses that you have learned as well.
There are a few that stood out. One was 2015 August, the Black Monday of the US market, where Dow Jones at that point of time, I believe at market open was down 1,000 points. So it's not like today where Dow Jones is, like much higher. 1,000 points is almost nothing. Back then, I think Dow Jones was like under 20,000.
Okay.
So dropping 1,000 points is a very, very big thing. So my positions were very exposed. I didn't knew this back then, but now I start to tabulate what is my delta, what is my overall position, so that if let's say the market were to open 1%, 2% down, what is that so-called value that is being at risk? So back then I didn't have that. Back then I was just buy this position or buy or hold or. Then after when it get down, I was like
Everything down together.
oh my god. So when everything down together, if you're just pure cash, I think that's fine, It's because of leverage. Every time it's because of leverage.
again.
Then you get margin call. And then that's when it's like, oh my god, I would have been right. So that was 2015. But that wasn't the most painful. The one I lost like about 12K USD. So that was 2015. But the most painful one was in 2020, COVID.
Oh, COVID time. Okay.
And it wasn't stocks, it wasn't options, it was in forex.
Forex. Also, you do forex as well. I thought it was mainly stocks. Okay.
Yes, I do. I do forex as well. So that was a position on Euro USD. What happened with COVID at the point of time, right, was if you remember the movement, Euro USD, it went down. And then after that, it shot all the way up. So I got stuck in a short position. And at that point of time, everything was accordance to plan. Everything was based on the plan that, okay, I have, how much was my stop loss, how much is this, how much is that. What I didn't expect was the absolute amount that was at risk. I wasn't comfortable with that. Like, this is within like a 10% tolerance, but I wasn't comfortable with that, absolute amount. So in that 2 weeks, while the positions were ongoing, it was the most stressful 2 weeks of my life. That kind of stress is very interesting, because the moment you close your eyes, you can't sleep. Then you just want to check the market.
You're gonna check and see how much
But the more you check, the more stress you get.
So, but it's just very, it's like a state of anxiety. You cannot sleep, man. You just close your eye already. You wake up. You're like, you'll be just thinking, how is it doing now? Is it better? Is it better? So I saw the losses balloon from a couple of $1,000s to tens of thousands, 20 plus, 30 plus, and finally when I cut out the position, let's just say I lost maybe a car, I guess. Converted to Sing dollar should be about 90 over K. So I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
So in that 2 weeks, it wasn't just about the money. it was that mental stress where you close your eyes, you keep thinking about this. Is it becoming better? Is it worsening? You know, and you keep thinking of how do I get out of this hole? So I have to put on a hedge position. Whatever I make in that hedge position, I have to close out equivalent amount. So I was chipping away the losses slowly, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't fast enough as well. So basically, it was my first time dealing with such a big amount of losses. So that really taught me one thing disregard the percentage. Percentage don't have any emotional attachment to us, but the absolute amount that is being lost, the absolute amount that is at risk, that is the amount that that's where we will find ourselves whether we can be comfortable or not and apparently I'm not comfortable. Even it is like within a 10% tolerance, but I wasn't comfortable losing like 90k Sing dollar. That was crazy. So I mean, that was painful
Okay, so never lose more than what you have planned to lose right? I mean, just the absolute amount, right? Don't just based on the percentage. I mean, percentage might be like 5%, but 5% is actually $20,000-$30,000, right? And then you might not be comfortable as well, right?
Everybody risk appetite also different.
Yes. And you can only find out after you have lost. Because I would think that I'm a high risk taker. You know, I can lose like 10, 20,000. No problem.
Then now that happens, you stress.
I see go down. No, I'm not happy with this. So as long as I'm not happy with this, I'm not comfortable with this, then I have to change it out. If not, then trading becomes very stressful, which is not supposed to be that way.
But do you agree that then every self-taught trader need to pay the market tuition fee?
For sure whether you're self-taught or even if you pay to learn, I think this experience of getting schooled by the market, it doesn't change. This experience, we still have to learn it ourselves. Probably those people who paid to learn, they would have shortened their duration. They would have accelerated their learning curve. And for me, I really took many, many years. And I think that if I'm in my 40s or in my 50s, I wouldn't be willing to spend this amount of time to really start from scratch, try out something new and learn. So at that point of time, one of the blessings I had was I was 20-something. So at 20-something, all I have was time. So just continue to do. And I think the rite of passage, this one, nobody can escape this.
But what is the one thing, you wish someone had told you before you started so that, you kind of like shorten your learning curve?
Always focus on the losses because at that point of time, we were all very impressed by wow, how much this guy make, how much that guy make, how much is your one trade profit, because that's what we tend to see in social media as well. People don't flex their losses, they flex their wins profits. And their profits. So it's really that mentality of, it creates that mentality of I can be that, I can do that, I can earn that much. So the sizing naturally, working backwards, naturally links to that. I want to make that amount if it hits my target. So this is how much I should be buying or short selling. But I didn't think of if I lose, will I be able to accept? So the losses in especially the 2020 that one really taught me, no, this is not something I can accept. So anything that I do today, even if it's outside of trading, I was always ask myself, can I accept what's the worst case scenario? If I can accept this, I will go for it. If I can't, then don't. No matter how lucrative, just don't. Because at the end of the day, the consequences were too much to bear. Then what for, change my whole life upside down for that.
I mean, well said, right? I think we always share with our students as well, people always tend to focus on the upside, the profits, the gains, right? But most people neglect the downside, the risk, right? And I think that's very important, right? I mean, in trading,
Is that also what got you started to teach people about trading?
Not really. So how I got
how did you get started? When did you actually started teaching?
So that was quite a story by itself. Long story short, I give you the condensed version. That was in 2016. So I was an avid badminton player. So what happened was after our badminton, because we play at night, so we end our games at like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Then we tend to go for supper. So every time the supper session is I'll be there. And one of the things is those people that needs to work tomorrow, they'll hey, I need to go. So they will just go. Then I'm always one of the last few that stays there. I mean, I just stayed throughout the whole session. And then one day, this friend was asking, you don't need to work one. I say, I need. It's just that I don't work regular working hours lah. So that leads to the next question. So what do you do? So I trade the US market, blah blah blah. Then over a couple of months, as that happened, then as we get to know each other more, then so this student 001, his name is Joseph lah. So Joseph was asking, "Hey bro, can teach me or not?" So I was like, "No lah, don't want lah. I got nothing to. I mean, I know how to do doesn't mean I got the materials and I know how to teach, right?" So he was quite persistent as well, and I was like, "Okay, I tell you what. You give me 6 weeks. I get ready the things. Then I see what I can do and I will share with you what I know how to do." So that very first student, I taught him at home, one-to-one, over 4 weekends.
Okay.
And really doing up all the slides, doing up all the, writing out all the materials and all that. It took me about 6 weeks lah. Then I delivered.
Okay.
So that was really how it started. So he introduced his friend, then his friend of friend, and slowly it just gained traction from there lah.
So like for free, just like help him to say, I teach you. Am I?
That was my
small
initial
token
thinking.
amount lah. A small token amount, couple of $100 lah.
okay.
But for 4 weekends,
Yeah, no, wow.
it's like a tuition teacher lah. Yeah.
Okay. So then, how many years has it been since then?
2016 till now, I think this year is the full decade. 10 years already.
10 years already. More than, so you have coached or you have taught more than 10,000, 1,000 people?
No lah. My community right now, I have 1,400.
1,400.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
nice.
over the years lah, it's not the biggest. Because I know in Singapore there are a lot of other communities with like 5,000, 8,000 members. For mine it's only 1,004. How I differentiate my community, because I get this question a lot, like, Jay, how is your community swim trading different from other people? I said, well, my community is not the biggest, but I would think that we are the coziest lah. I know my members by their first name. I know what they do, because I have a genuine interest in knowing, like how people actually carry out their life, their trading, and I believe that there's a lot of things to learn from them as well. Like, oh yeah, I see this guy. Okay, he made certain mistakes. It's a reminder to myself to also not make the same mistakes. Or when I see a particular student doing very well, then when I have a chat with him, then I'll be like, oh, okay, so this is what you have been doing. These are all the good practices lah. Which it also keeps me grounded, that to remind me that it's the processes, it's the actions that bring me to where I am today. It's not about any, secret or holy grails or, just, or is it whether I'm just better than people? I don't think so. It's really about sticking to that process, sticking to that what works lah, the methodology, the framework. So it really keeps me grounded in that lah. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of people who always say like, hey, I mean, because you teach right? Then if you're so good, then why must teach? Right? Do you get that?
Yeah, of course. I'm very sure you get that as well. My take is this for there are of course a lot of free resources in the world, right? And the free resources cater to serve this group of people who they are just new and then they want access. So I think free resources creates access. But rarely, right, you will see the people with the access to free resources make the best use of their resource. And they often don't go deep enough to really make this count, because to them it's just, well, there's no skin in the game. There is no downside.
It's
then
free, yeah.
why should I don't do also like that. So I tend to realize this, that, if you don't draw a line, people tend to waste your time. People tend to take you for granted. And you also will not be able to go deep with them, because I believe, free creates access, but paying creates debt. You want to go deeper, that's where you have to pay lah. So similarly, I think in our education system is the same. Primary school, you're paying one school fee. Secondary school is one school fee. Then as you progress to tertiary, you progress to, let's say, university, you are being paid more. Yeah, I mean, you are required to pay more as well, because they really bring you in depth. They really bring you deeper in. And it's also a testament or a sign from the paying party that once they pay, they are committed as well.
Exactly.
Because if they don't, then they're just, I want to do, don't do all like that.
Yeah. It's true. And I realize as well, right? Because if it's free, right, and then most people don't take it seriously, because it's free, right? Anytime you can just. But once you pay, I mean, it could be $1, it could be $10, it could be whatever, doesn't matter, right? But once you pay, there's some skin in the game, right? You want to be a bit more accountable, right? You don't want to make it seem like you pay for nothing, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, just like, Chinese New Year, I'm very sure we all play card games, some form of social gambling as well.
Yeah.
If we just play the game without any, no money involved,
no
right?
money,
Which is okay lor. But even you put 10 cents,
Also can.
just 10 cents, then the whole dynamic is different.
okay.
More competitive also, right?
Yes.
More serious,
So-
you play also more exciting.
Exactly. So that's the exact
that's true.
point that I want to bring across.
Agree. Yeah.
Can I ask you something? As a trader, do you have any superstitious beliefs?
Superstitious. Well, not just as a trader, I find as a person. So for me, I believe in Feng Shui.
Okay.
So my house, everything, before I buy, I got asked a master to audit, and I'm a firm believer because I just my thinking is this: I don't bang on it. Like I really, this is everything. This is 100%. I don't need to put in the work. The money will
Okay.
just drop from sky. But it's more of I don't want to have something at the back of my mind that I cannot quantify. I can't quantify with science. And I just, whatever, just get it done as long as you just tell me that this is supposed to be this, there are different elements, different color, different things that you might want to put in certain corners of your house. Just do that. And when I just follow through, then I know that the rest of the things, the results is 100% my action, my input. And if I don't have this ownership, right, then I don't think I have that power to go and change the result as well if it's not something that I want. So rather than to leave it to some external, factors, then don't know what to blame. Later you take a wrong trade. Must be the direction of the desk. Then the Chinese got this 没完没了 Yeah.
So peace of mind lah, just follow lah.
Correct.
No
Just
harm
follow
right?
So at least I know the rest is really my effort, my input already. Then at least that one I can change .
But when you trade, you need to style your hair like that.
Yeah, bro, really? How long you take, bro?
This one is a trade secret. No, every time I joke with people, this one is a wig I can pull out, right? So I pull out, then I pull out.
So this one not feng shui, son?
No. This one is
The Feng Shui master say must put how many
Yeah,
feet?
no. The master didn't say. So this hairstyle actually started in 2015. So before 2015 was that those Taiwanese boy band, the very long fringe and everything. So I find it's very leceh. You go outside, the wind blow, then you go toilet and go and style your hair. Then I think beyond a certain age, in my 20s I was more conscious about the looks But subsequently it's just you don't give me any problem, can already. So the moment I style up this hair, one whole day is like that. And it doesn't move.
It's gravity defying. I'm seeing it from here. Yeah, he shake the head, the hair never move one.
doesn't move. So just start one day. In the morning and start one time, and then that's it. It lasts the whole day.
Wow. How many cans of hairspray you use?
That one again is a trade secret. So appealing to Gatsby, please sponsor me.
Just digressing. So really interesting.
Nice.
Okay, so when you're actually looking at the market, we all are traders, so when we look at the market, we all look for different signals or
Yes.
different confirmations before we get in.
Yes.
Right? So for you, maybe without revealing your own strategy, right? What are some signals and confirmation that you could share with everyone?
I think when it comes to decision making, there's two parts . One part is on the analysis, like fundamental analysis, technical analysis, trigger or certain rules, certain price action that you are waiting for. That is the analysis portion to the execution portion. And that was where I think most people start and they don't go one step deeper. And what I tend to realize is before the analysis stage, right, there has to be one more step that is before, which is the reason. Why are we even looking at this particular stock or this particular sector in the first place? Because most people get into a stock either through reading it from news, hearing it from some reports, like from friends especially. So, wow, got this stock. Then they immediately go and analyze. They immediately use FATA to go and analyze. But is there an actual reason for them to be looking at the stock itself? Like a lot of people are very attracted to, let's say, Elon Musk, right? Tesla, SpaceX. How has that two company been doing recently? Not so good. So hyped or a big personality does not equate to strong performance. And that's where I will angle my starting point from. I always look for strong performance. I always look for from a top-down approach, how the market is behaving. So the market will tell me, my buyers, should I be looking to buy? Should I be looking to sell? Is it creating, additional volatility? That helps me to adapt my duration. Whether is it going to be likely a very short-term trade, or should I hold through? So that's what the market tells me. One step down from the market, then I'll dive into the sectors, because not all 11 sectors of the US market will move at one time. There is not enough money to fill up all the 11 sectors. So certain sectors will gain traction, certain sectors will be out of favor, but they don't stay that way forever. Like energy stocks, they didn't really rally until Iran war started earlier this year. Technology stocks have been the theme for the past 3 years, especially with AI, semiconductors, they have been rallying quite a fair bit. But I think there are also quite good performance, right, from industrials into especially financials. Now that the rates are looking to hold steady for the rest of this year. So yeah, this is what I start with, at least start with a strong top, then I go down into the individual stocks itself. At least I know that I'm with the flow. I'm not randomly against the flow. Yeah.
So it's a top-down approach, I would say.
Yes,
right?
it's a top-down approach.
Now, comparing what you just say regarding like your market and then sector, industry, then stock, right, and then the setup. Now, compare that to when you first traded in the first 2 or 3 years, like compared to now, right? What's the biggest difference?
Biggest difference in the first 2-3 years is just, I would say, anyhow shoot lor.
Hantam.
Anyhow just hantam.
Is it a popular name, then you will just go for it?
Yes, that's why genting SP. Yeah, that's why.
The fundamentals are this.
Correct. So StarHub at that point of time, the fundamentals was very well as well, very good as well. The intrinsic value, StarHub at that time was like $2 plus in 2010, 2011. I remember getting it about $2.53. Then the intrinsic value, so if you do the discounted cash flow analysis and whatnot, it's like, wow, $4 plus. Did it go to $4 plus? Eventually it did. Then at $4 plus, right, the intrinsic valuation was like $5 or $6. Did it go there? Didn't. So if you look at StarHub today, yes, it's still, I would say, a big company with a relatively strong moat, but it doesn't translate to stock prices. Right now, StarHub these days, I think the price are $1 plus. So it's something I realized that don't just analyze, don't just jump into analyzing. Focus on the performance, focus on the momentum, and if it fits into a macro narrative, then this momentum will likely continue. Then if it doesn't, then at least know that it is likely going to be a short window of rotation. Just like if I look at the past 1 month, Dow Jones and Russells have been outperforming the S&P 500 and NASDAQ. But is it going to be like that in the long term? I don't think so. As long as the valuation for some of the tech companies come down to a much better price point, then all of us, I think now these days we use a lot of AI in our work, even in trading, everything is very AI related as well. I think they are here to stay. And it's just that this is the initial wave where everyone was just crazy about, I want to get a piece of it. But not many will eventually be able to hold through and see through the whole narrative. I do believe we are now right at the start. And it's just, not going to go up forever. Nothing goes up in a straight line.
So, and bro, you mentioned a bit on like genting, StarHub and stuff, Singapore. So you're more into Singapore or US stock for you?
I started in Singapore market until genting burned me very painfully in 2011. Then that's where I realized that, the markets are connected. Even if it's a few thousand miles away, the market is still connected, because that's how institution, how they flow their money, how's their outlook, and everything is like the US will be the leader. They will have a certain behavior. Then Asia session picking up from US will tend to mirror that. So if let's say tonight US gonna dump like 3-4%, next morning the Asia market will follow through as well, will dump. Then it goes over to the midday where for Europe, do they continue that sentiment, or is there any new news that are coming up from there? So I realized that there is this flow. So I started from Singapore. Then I realized that, this is not the leadership market. This is a very to put it in a way, until recently it was kind of like a retirement home where most people just buy REITs, they hold, and that's it. So they've been doing that for like decade.
But the last 1 year, then different
The
story
last
lah.
1 year is very different. Asia is very strong. In fact, this year I think Singapore market outperformed the S&P 500.
Definitely.
Yeah, so after that I switched on to US then never look back already.
Okay. And you talk about FATA. Would you say you are tilted into one direction or like half? Like
I would say because my trade duration, most of them are within a couple of weeks. It is not long enough for fundamentals to change. So I know of fundamental analysis because that's what we study in school.
Yep.
But I don't really, practice it or adopt it religiously because I think that will work if you are holding a stock for a longer period of time, at least 6 months to a year. But more often than not, I don't hold so long So mostly TA lah. Yeah.
Got it. And having gone through, teaching thousands of people, thousands of students, right? What do you think are the mistakes, or what do you think retail traders get wrong consistently, time and again? Yeah, you always say it.
Their capitalization. Most of the retail trader, right, they have this mentality of, I got not enough money, I want to make money from the market.
Okay.
So they are very undercapitalized. When you are undercapitalized, like, I'm very sure you have heard of this. I got 5,000, I want to make 5,000 a month. 100% a month.
Yeah.
Sounds like
That is 1,200% a year. How is it possible?
How is it possible?
Right? So it is not say impossible. It is possible if you go and take on leverage. So that's where margin comes in. That's where leverage comes in. So as leverage goes, right, you will have your very good run, months of winnings, and then there will be just one opposite to your slogan, one good trade, right?
Yeah.
Now is one bad trade.
Yeah, that's it.
One
Wipe out.
bad trade will wipe out almost everything. So that is what I tend to realize. So a lot of people, they want to use small amount of money to go and make big amount of money. I think that's not so easy. What's easier is if you have a bigger pool of money and you make a percentage of this pool, I think that's easier.
So it's about consistency, right? It's about compounding small gains,
Yes.
right? But week after week, month after month, rather than like 4D there, one hit wonder. You want to
Either you go big or go
50%.
home.
Yeah, go big or go home, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's some of the mistakes that a lot of people make as well.
Yeah. But just to explore on that point a little bit, right? Because you were saying that if they need a bigger amount of money, right? So for someone who is just graduating or just starting out, then they don't have much capital. Then how do they actually, what can you advise them to start?
Okay, so when I talk about a bigger amount of money, it doesn't mean that, start with 100,000, 200,000, not that kind of amount. I think when we talk about sizing, right, the position sizing that we are taking have to also be relative to our account size. So for somebody that is starting out, let's say with 5,000 to 10,000, then the expectation shouldn't be making 5,000 a month. The expectation should be making, be comfortable making $100, $200 a month. I think that is good enough without taking excessive risk. But often, people are not satisfied with 100, 200
Correct.
because
For
these
sure.
days,
The
100
amount not meaningful enough.
Yeah,
lah.
correct, 100, 200, what can I do? I top up EZ-Link card or I eat like cai peng for one whole month.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference lah.
Correct. So they want to make, I want a 1,000 trade. I want a 5,000 a trade. So it's that thinking that pushes people to keep looking for more thrill, more leverage, higher return. So
More
eventually,
risk as well, right?
Correct. Then that's the path that will lead them to this one bad trade moment where they will lose everything. So that's often how I see how traders lose their, almost their portfolio, their entire portfolio.
Okay, so to sum it up, you don't need a big capital, but more of managing your own expectations for the returns. Lah.
Yes, but of course you have to start with at least a few thousand.
Yeah, true lah,
Cannot
true.
be like
If not, cannot buy anything.
$50,
also.
$100, like I don't know what to buy. Leh. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So when you first started out this swim trading, right?
Yep.
When first batch of students, you just now mentioned you got your friends.
Yep.
Then when the community grow bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So what was the one common success factor you see in those that are successful traders?
They are very meticulous. They show up. That means they always come into this market. Those that last for a couple of years, eventually finding their success, right? It comes down to a few things. Of course, having a bigger portfolio that helps.
Okay.
Because with more portfolio, as your portfolio is bigger, you are able to undertake more actions. So that's one. But not everyone has that, as a prerequisite.
Yeah, I mean,
but what
understandable.
everyone will have, right, will be that never say die attitude, and to really show up, and I would modestly just estimate at maybe about 30-40% of the people are actually within my community lah. They really show up for every of the session that we do, instead of just a weekend. Come on, I mean, how are we supposed to learn things just in a weekend like that? I don't think it's possible. So that's why we have the support structure, we have the follow-up sessions, live tradings and things like that.
More accountability, right?
Correct.
You can see.
So and this group of people who eventually find their way through, they really sit through, they show up for every of the sessions or majority of the sessions, as opposed to some that they just come and then they go and that's it. So this is what I think is about wanting it for themselves first lah. Then that's what leads to the showing up.
The hunger lah.
Correct. Most people, I think, especially in Singapore, are very comfortable lah. I mean, you're making let's say even a median income 4K a month, right? 4 point something K a month, or household income, you're looking at what 10 20,000 a month with a household. It's comfortable. It is not luxurious, but you still get by, as opposed to there are a lot of, because I do teach before in Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, they are a lot hungrier, but because they do not have all the resources that we have. For them, right, they can only probably start with $100, $200. Yeah, so there's a good disparity over there lah. And these people, if Singaporeans have their hunger, I tell you, we will be one of the best in the world.
Okay, so being part of this, I would say financial education industry lah. I mean, we are all part of it. So where do you think we have fallen short?
Where do you think we've fallen short? Well, I think like what Joey mentioned just now, transparency and accountability. I think that's important, because not every so-called trainer these days are fully transparent or accounting it to their students. But they definitely are very good marketers. So that's how they can get their name out, their face out, and for people to attend their programs lah. So if let's say the whole industry can be more transparent, I think that would be great lah. Great for the learners, and it'll be a better reputation for us as well lah.
I agree with you. I think there has to be a legitimate value there lah.
Yes.
Correct. You must be able to show up, see something. I mean, hopefully see results lah, but I think see results sometimes boils down like what you say to the person.
Yeah.
I mean, we can help to a certain extent, all right,
Yes.
but we do our best, but also the student.
I cannot take your hand and force you to.
It takes two hands to clap lah.
Yes.
You must also want to learn and want to improve, right?
You can lead the horse to the river, but if it doesn't want to drink, then there's nothing you can do.
Maybe if I can dive a little bit into this question, which I'm quite curious about. So you mentioned a bit more on short term. I mean, do FA, but TA more, because some short term swing trading, right?
Yeah.
Just very simply, like maybe a summary. Let's say you look at a chart right now. What is like the first few steps that you look for? Are you into trend or like what's the
trend? Yes. I'm not so much of a reversal type of trader. I also don't really go for like those breakouts. I prefer a pullback on an established trend.
Okay.
Because for breakouts, it only applies to that type of trend that is very, very strong. The last one I think we saw that was sustaining throughout was during COVID. After the recovery post-March of 2020, that's where everything break out. That's where it just keeps running all the way until 2021.
Okay.
So that's where it stops working. And market as a whole, especially the US market or indices, right, they tend to be like mean reverting in nature. Like it doesn't mean that it break out, then it will just shoot all the way up. What tends to happen is breakout, then after a couple of days or a couple of sessions, then the pullback will happen. So that's what I do lah. That's what I prefer to do. And when I first look at a chart, I like to have a very clean chart, a history of the trend being predictable. So one of the example of a not predictable trend is like maybe Tesla. Right? If you look at Tesla, no doubt it's a very famous company. It's a very hyped up stock as well.
Yep.
But if you look at the performance of Tesla, it tends to go down in a certain direction, and of no reason it will gap up, and then it will start to go in the other direction. And when you thought that there will be follow through, it will just get down again. I'm like,
Very volatile.
Are you
Very
kidding me?
There's no clear direction. Right?
Correct.
It's just
So
like up and down.
I prefer that clear direction. at first glance, once I see it, oh, okay, this chart is nice, then I'll go and identify where are the areas where there are the resistance, the support, and I using that to go and map out my plan, and then seeing whether the risk to reward, does it make sense or not. If I'm going to enter here, where is my target? Does the risk to reward compute? If it does, then yes, then that plan can go ahead lah.
Okay. Makes sense. So more like getting an uptrending stock. You mind the strength as well, but wait for pullback, attractive prices.
Yes.
Try to get in, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Do you have a lot of indicators on your chart?
No.
How clean? So not even like just candlestick only.
I only use two indicators. One is pivot points. So pivot points are mathematical calculation of previous session open, high, low, close lah. So I use that because I do realize that the price performance tends to have a reaction around these pivot areas, whether is it S1, S2, R1, R2, or at the pivot itself. So I use that. And another one I use is ATR, so average true range. And ATR tells me two things lah. One, if I were to set my stop loss, roughly what's the gap that I need to set it away from? And number two, the volatility of that stock itself, is it picking up? Because once, let's say ATR goes a little bit parabolic, then it shows me that the chart, the behavior is getting more volatile. Then I prefer not to be in a stock like that. I prefer something that is, you can go slow, but as long as you go steady, I am fine. Yeah, I like that kind of.
Okay. So slow and steady rather than fast and rapid
Fast and furious. No.
Okay.
Brad, shall we go into rapid fire
Yeah,
questions?
let's go. What does a bad trading day look like for you now? Like how do you actually handle it?
Bad trading there. I log into my account, I see everything red. Then I see Donald Trump talking. I'm like, go and sleep lah, go and sleep lah. Still according to plan or according to plan. Okay, go and sleep. Don't know, don't see.
Don't see.
See already also cannot change, right?
Fair enough,
Yeah.
fair enough. Okay.
So do you agree that sometimes it's good to be, not don't react to the news and right?
Yeah,
Rather
don't-
than, just keep to the plan.
Correct. Never react lah. I mean, if somebody make you angry, you have that reaction that I want to be angry back at you. But often that leads to a wrong outcome or the outcome that we will regret or we don't want. So I don't want to react as much as possible.
Okay.
I would just detach myself and then see, is it still within the framework? Is it still within the plan? Is it still within the reason? If
Continue.
everything okay, just leave it there. This is normal. Yeah.
Good.
Nice. Okay, good.
All right. So one question for you. If you could not trade or could not teach for a year, which one would you do?
I'll go on holiday.
So you rather not trade, not teach?
No, if between
One or the other.
I would rather not teach.
Rather not teach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dealing with charts is a lot more fun than dealing with humans.
Okay. See?
Okay. The worst trade decision you ever made in one sentence.
Overly greedy. I only focus on, if this trade, I hit my TP, I'm able to do this. Yes. Yeah, so it didn't.
Okay. Okay, one last final question, all right? Has becoming a husband and a father, all right, changed the risks that you're willing to take in the market?
Yes, for sure. Because when I was, young, naive, still single, it's like nothing to lose. So now that I have a family, I have bills to pay as well. Of course, every of the action that I will take, I will have to think through first lah. So 三思而后行 lah. Don't just I feel like doing it and then I just go and do it. Because now it's not just my life at stake, it's also my family's life at stake. And I think as a family man, the last thing we want is our family to bear the consequence of our actions lah. I don't think that is something that I'm able to live with for myself lah.
Now, after sharing what you've been through when you were 10 years ago trying to get started in this whole new market, right? What would you say to the 22-year-old version of yourself, right? The one whereby you really had no idea what you're doing, right? What would you tell yourself?
What do I tell myself? Number one, I always think back, like if I can go back in time, right, I meet my younger me, right, I will slap myself in the head. Why? I was too naive. I thought that, just by learning, I want to do trading means that I can just jump into this and become good at it. What I didn't expect was it took me so many years, and that rejection, that humility that you get from the market. Like, you are not special. You're just the same as everyone else. You think you're special. That's where, I will make you lose. So this is something that I don't wish upon anyone, because it is not a nice phase of my life lah. Like, I mean, people who know me, yes, they are closer to me, they will know. In 2014, I was very, very down. My bank account, believe it or not, $2.57. That was the lowest. That was the, oh my God, I go to NTUC, I want to buy something, Nets, $14 plus, cannot even pay, I was like, it's pricey, I come back later. So this is something that most people, they don't know. They expect that it will just be, oh, you come into trading, that's it, you'll become happily ever after. It doesn't. So if I would advise myself, really, don't just dive, jump like that, both hands in, legs in. At least test the water depth first. And meanwhile, go and work, because that's how you can get more experience, get more capital as well. And that is what makes things easier after lah. Because my trading didn't become easier until the capital amount did grow lah. Yeah.
Well said. I think, you have also been through some really tough times as well, right? 2014, right? That was my down period as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for someone who is actually listening to this, right?
Yes.
In their middle of their self-taught journey as well, right? For somebody who maybe after graduate like yourself, then want to get started, right? So they're not sure if they're getting anywhere. What is one thing that you want them to take away from today's episode?
Don't be too stubborn in refusing help from people, because sometimes, because of our own face, pride, ego, we want to outdo ourselves. We want to, as if we got something to prove, right? I just want to do this myself. But sometimes I think things are easier when you don't take the road less traveled. You take the road that is already well traveled, and it's a proven path that, hey, this person has already walked through this path using the same methodology, has reached there. I think it is worth considering to really, for the sake of saving the time, get in onto the same path lah, to really learn and not just want to do this. Oh, I want to do it my way. It must be my way. If not, there's no pride. When I was younger, I was like that, which I think I wasted a lot of time lah.
So don't reinvent the wheel, right? Do what's already proven, saves time.
Correct. They don't need to reinvent. like Boeing and Airbus are two very good makers of airplanes in the world now. There's no need for you to come up with your own airline or your own brand of plane. Then before you go travel, So that's my point.
Good analogy.
Yeah.
All right, there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the One Good Chat podcast, whereby I hope you've got some very powerful golden nuggets from Jay. All right, sharing about his experience, his background, his strategy as well. And if you have not yet followed Jay, all right, do follow him on YouTube as well, on Instagram as well. All right, of course, smash the subscribe button as well if you have not yet done so that you will not miss out on any of our podcasts that we do like this. We have special speakers coming on board. All right, so thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. All right, thank you so much, Jay, for joining us here today. We have Bervin and Z, Joey over here signing off. We'll see you in the next episode of the One Good Chat podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.